morning, my great students. How are you today? Hope you are all fine today. Today is our 11th meeting, and still we are going to talk about narrative text. I have a new narrative text today. It is a legend. What is it like? Let's check this out. In this meeting, we are going to learn to identify the social function of a narrative text entitled The Legend of Mount Batok. Second, analyze the generic structure of the text The Legend of Mount Batok. The third, we are going to find out the language features used in the text. Satu, kita akan mencari fungsi sosial dari teks Legenda Gunung Batok. Yang kedua, kita akan mencari struktur teksnya. Yang ketiga, kita akan mencari ciri kebahasaan, unsur kebahasaan yang digunakan di dalam teks. Before we analyze the text, sebelum kita menganalisis teksnya, kita akan terlebih dahulu membuat review dari teks narrative. The first is the social function. Fungsi sosial dari narrative text yaitu to amuse or entertain the reader, untuk menghibur pembaca, and to teach moral value, untuk mengajarkan sebuah nilai moral. Now, the generic structure, struktur teksnya adalah sebagai berikut. We have orientation, complication, resolution, reorientation. Kita memiliki orientation, complication, resolution, dan reorientation. And then, the language features used, unsur kebahasaan yang kita gunakan adalah satu, the text will use simple past tense. Next, specific participant, time conjunction, adverb of time, action verb, and direct speech. Here is the legend of Mount Batok. Sebenarnya Gunung Batok itu ada di mana toh? Gunung Batok adalah sebuah gunung yang berada di sebelah Gunung Bromo. Kalian bisa melihat di situ. Mount Batok is next to Mount Bromo. Here is the story. A long time ago, there lived a beautiful woman named Roro Anteng. She was known for her beauty and had attracted the attention of an evil giant. Roro Anteng dared not reject the giant's advances when he proposed her. Roro thought a plan to get away from the marriage without offending the giant. In order to get her in marriage, the giant had to fulfill her wishes. Roro Anteng then concocted a difficult request in hopes that the giant did not have the power to fulfill it. Please make me a sandy desert in between the mountains in one night, and before the break of dawn, she said. Unfortunately, the giant magically and swiftly began to work his powers and was nearly completing her wishes. The fast thinking of Roro Anteng quickly thought of an idea to disrupt the completion. She made a sort of noises that woke up the roosters. The roosters began to crow, bringing down. On hearing of roosters' calls, which signaled the break of dawn, the giant was shocked for having failed his task. Frustrated, he threw the coconut shell that he used to dig the desert. The shell fell to the ground beside Mount Bromo, forming what is now known as Mount Batok. The sandy plain was to form the Tengger Caldera. Well, let's answer the question. Apakah kalian sudah memahami teksnya tadi? Teksnya adalah tentang Roro Anteng yang dilamar oleh raksasa. Dia mau atau tidak? Tidak mau. Maka dia merencanakan sebuah cara supaya lamarannya itu gagal. Nah, caranya adalah raksasa harus membuatkan padang pasir di antara dua gunung. Dan akhirnya ketika raksasa itu hampir selesai, Roro Anteng membuat kebisingan supaya ayam jantan berkokok. Ayam jantan berkokok, lalu raksasa frustasi. Dia merasa gagal, akhirnya melempar batoknya dan sekarang menjadi gunung batok. Yes, let's answer the question. Question 1, what is the text about? Yes, the text is about the legend of Mount Batok. Second question, what is the writer's intention in writing the text? Tujuan penulisnya apa? Oh yes, to amuse and entertain the readers. Now, let's see the structure of the text. Kita lihat struktur teksnya. We have orientation, pengenalan masalah, karakter, dan setting cerita. It is in paragraph 1, ada di paragraf 1. The second is complication, terjadinya masalah mulai di paragraf kedua hingga paragraf ketiga, second and third paragraph. The next paragraph is the resolution. Paragraf selanjutnya adalah resolusi ceritanya. Penyelesaiannya bagaimana? Oh, ternyata Roro Anteng menggagalkan tadi. Dan reorientationnya, kesimpulan ceritanya, raksasanya kalah, lalu marah, terjadi gunung batok. Let's see the language feature of the text. Jadi kebahasaannya kita lihat. Di teks yang merah, yang bercetak merah, itu adalah penggunaan past tense. Kata kerjanya bentuk kedua, use of past tense. Berikutnya, kata yang bercetak biru, a long time ago, itu adalah adverb of time, keterangan waktu. Kata yang bercetak ungu, the purple one, is specific participant, adalah karakter tokohnya, Roro Anteng. Next, kata yang bercetak biru, kita menggunakan action verb, kata kerja tindakan. And the last, the use of direct speech, penggunaan kalimat langsung, ada tanda petik, jadi langsung diucapkan oleh Roro Anteng. Okay, that is all for today. Semoga penjelasan Bu Guru bermanfaat untuk kalian. Jangan lupa setelah kalian mempelajari materi ini, kalian kerjakan latihannya. See you!